93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA in just North Plateau State, Nigeria. Today is a Friday. This is the last edition of Unity Trend on your radio this morning, and it's the 16th day in the month of August, the year 2024. Jamaat Mubarak to my Muslim listener, even right now. It's a prayer day, and I'm sure you will do us a favor to be deliberate in your prayer, especially concerning the good of Nigeria, and of course for us to have rains. Thank you so much, dear listener. Iji Adamu is my name, but you can call me Kobe. That too is okay with me. In the studio as usual, without waste of time, I would love to introduce the two gentlemen in the studio with whom I beat my chest, and I'm so proud and I feel covered. I have Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, well seated in the studio, and he's coming your way as usual with that big good morning and shock absorber as well. Prof, sir.
Good morning, Kobe. Suda Makan.
Suda Makan.
Good.
What do I need to say?
Suda. Suda.
Thank you, sir.
Viewers and listeners, wherever you are watching us from or listening to us from, good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. We're glad that you're joining us via Facebook, YouTube, Unity TV, and Radio FM 93.3. We are glad that you're part of this wonderful, interesting, fantastic broadcast. This is Unity Train, taking us to a fantastic destination of unity. And we're glad that you're here with us. Please invite your friends. Tell them we're on air. Let them be part of this wonderful broadcast. But let me remind you again that the year is drawing close to an end. This is August. Next month is September. The ember months move very fast. Before you know it, we'll bid 2024 farewell and usher in 2025. By God's grace and mercies, God keeping us alive. How far, so far have you gone with your goals, your dreams, your visions, your objectives for 2024? Remember, these goals, these objectives must be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Remember that as you are pursuing your goals, your dreams, your visions, there will be difficulties. But in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. There will be resistance. Your persistence will break every resistance. Remember, sometimes you feel like giving up. You want to throw in the towel. Winners don't quit. Quitters don't win. I encourage you to perspire, to acquire what you require in life. In case you do not acquire, don't retire. Just refire. Remember that Rome was not built in a day. So, those big tasks, break them into small tasks. And do them a little bit, one at a time, Avoid the spirit of procrastination, because by the streets of by and by, one arrives at the house of never. So don't live up to tomorrow what might be done today. The person who refuses to sow on his farm during the time of harvest, he will just be looking, regretting his actions. So go out there, make a difference. Keep soldiering on. Keep pushing on. Don't you dare give up. Tough times never last, but tough people do. I encourage you to influence your community, influence your environment, influence the nation and the world positively. And always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Lovely, and thank you so much, Professor Proveno H. Bamayi. Next is Barrister Paul Zaruma. Remember, this is one person who believes in objective analysis, and he's coming your way too with another big good morning. So stay tuned. Barrister?
A very big good morning to viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are receiving these signals from. In Jos, we have been praying for rain, and we have since morning been receiving showers of rain, and we give God the glory for that wonders. We appreciate science and technology also, because meteorologists have predicted that we may witness rain on the 18th of August, and then you can see that that prediction is coming to pass. So on this side, it's a beautiful morning in Jos. Thank you for having me once more.
Okay, before we start talking about the disease that seems to be growing on and on, why don't we just also look at this issue that has to do with resident doctors' stage protest over abducted colleague in Kaduna. We have lots of issues. God's willing, we'll be updating our viewer and listener again on issues that has to do with politics, especially on the plateau as it concerns the forthcoming local government elections. Most parties have conducted their primaries right now, so you see it's getting hot by the day in terms of political activities in Jos and Plateau State generally. Our barrister is in here, and again, apologies to our listener and viewer. We haven't been looking at sporting activities, but this is because barrister happens to be a very busy individual and a professor too. So you see, I'm left alone to look at issues that has to do with sport, but then not a promise, but we'll seriously look at that so that our listener and viewer will also have something to hear or be educated when it on issues that has to do with sports. All right. Before we traveled to seeing issues on our national dailies, I would want us to caution the activities of some men perceived or suspected to be the men from the police force. Someone called during city report and said they shot a tire, I think is of a truck, maybe parked around in a place where they said not to park. He cocked and then a gun and then shot the tire, two of them. And then the caller said, who reported during city report this morning, said to the best of his knowledge, one of those tires cost not less than 500,000 naira. So you can see if there is the executive order, not to have trucks in the metropolis in some parts of the cities. If you have one, is it that men have been allowed, officers have been allowed to shoot guns even in a place where people are, just because there's a breakdown of, that particular order? So let's just have your comments here, gentlemen.
Law enforcement agents shouldn't be seen to be law violators. We have been saying this, that Nigeria is not a banana republic. There are laid down procedures for implementing Executive Order 003, 2024. If any defaulter is triable through those laws, so summary execution or rascality is not. It's anti-democratic, and also it also contravenes the law. So I think what those officers did is ultra-virus, and should be if those officers are identified, the necessary action should be taken against them. I have said it several times that one thing that you can give it to the Nigerian police is that they have the reputation of dealing with erring members. Yeah, so I think once the person is able to identify the officers involved, definitely I know the authorities will do the necessary thing. So you don't just execute a summary. There are different ways of handling this situation. The driver can be arrested, the vehicle can also be impounded. And then also, if at the time of the offense the driver was not there and they don't have access to the vehicle, you can also lock the vehicle. There are facilities to lock it up. So if they don't have that those facilities, I think they should get them. Yes. So I think we shouldn't see law enforcement agent violating the law.
Now you can see the sound of gunshots in the city of Jos. at the time we're just resuming our normal day-to-day activities, businesses and all that, in a place that is expected to be a, you know, it's a commercial center now for us in Plateau State. Yes. At Odep and in Bukuru Park, I think he said. So shooting a gun in that place again, does it sound well? And the sound of gun, what commotion that can bring?
It doesn't really sound well. It is not an ideal thing to do wherever. And then we just spoke yesterday that our security agencies are requesting for over 600 billion to acquire ammunition. And then is that how we are going to be wasting the ammunition? They should be accountable for some of these things. How much is each of those shots they shot? And then this is a private individual doing his business, even though he has violated the law. Just imagine, even if the tax that the government will pay him is up to that 500,000, is it not better that the tax go to the coffers of Plateau State government instead of just shooting the tires and letting him go, or just leaving that place, that vicinity? Because I tell you, those enforcement agents cannot come around again. Because once they come around again, the man may file a fundamental right enforcement against them. Because the 1999 Constitution said that every citizen have the right to own a movable property. So, you know, that is a movable property, and a Nigerian citizen have the right to operate, to own, to possess that such a movable property. So, but we are in the process of owning or possessing that movable property, you violated a particular law, then that your punishment should be according to that law, not according to somebody's whims and caprices.
Now, people had to lock their shops around that vicinity just because in fear of anything that might just escalate.
These are unnecessary. Some of these things are avoidable.
Okay. The sound of gunshot is enough to trigger high blood pressure in some people.
Yes.
It's even enough to make some people to collapse because suddenly you hear a gunshot. For what reason? Every law, executive order has a human face. If you want to implement the executive order, they are assuming that the person parked wrongly. Did you explore other avenues? There is ADR, alternative dispute resolution. Talk with the person. Instead of firing bullets at the tires, exhaust every avenue. In fact, you shouldn't even fire bullets. Could be 1 year ago, as of 1 year ago, one bullet was costing 8,000 naira, depending on the size and the type, and the make of the bullet. So over 1 year ago, 1,000 naira, one bullet. And you just fire it, you've wasted it.
So,
that money will have fed a whole family. There are families that if you give them that 8,000, they have a fantastic meal for the whole of that day. I don't know how much the bullet is even now as we're talking. This is 1 year ago. Now, he has wasted that bullet, 1 or 2 or more bullets wasted, firing at a very expensive tire.
very expensive.
Because tires that they use on trucks, trailers and the rest of them, heavy-duty vehicles, very expensive.
Yeah.
Even those of us who use small vehicles, at the time you want to buy a new tire, God have mercy on your soul. It is very expensive. So I think the police should come in immediately, investigate this issue, and whoever is the erring officer, he should be brought to book. And if they say he's not a policeman, he's not a law enforcement agent, he's not from an NSCDC, any of the law enforcement outfits, then let's know that we have a terrorist that is in the middle of the city, so he can be dealt with. It's unfortunate, but I encourage the victims to make sure that this is reported to the police. I hope they have made official report to the police and follow up until justice is not only done, it must be seen to be done, because this has become a public issue now. So we're interested in the outcome. There are many issues that we brought to the public domain, and we're expecting that we should be updated, like the inspector that cut off the hand of his wife.
Yes.
What is the update? Is he in prison now?
Where is he?
Where is he? We need those updates, because You know, sometimes things happen and then we just forget. And then sometimes they're swept under the carpet. What about the school building that collapsed on those innocent children? At what level are we? Have the proprietor or proprietress or the owners of the school, have they been prosecuted? The engineers, those quacks that took part in building that place, even when they have been warned several times that that building might not last, have they been arrested? Have they been prosecuted? You know, yesterday someone was telling me that even one of the teachers was saying that there was a major crack in the building of that collapsed school that you can see from outside. So it shows that the building had a problem for a long while. We need updates on this and many other issues. The police should not keep quiet. They should be briefing us, giving us updates, because some people have been taken to the police and then the matter was just swept under the carpet, and then because many Nigerians have a short memory, they just forget. When something happened, there's so much hysteria. Everybody will make so much noise. 3 days. They are forgotten. Just go to Busabuji now. It's as if nothing ever happened in that place. People are just going about their normal business. Nobody is even talking about it. Unfortunately.
I think this is a problem that is affecting every sector. The same thing yesterday, Prof, if you remember. We talked about having to have introduced lots of bills, and we have a lot of them. And nothing is being done to make sure that these bills actually solve the purpose with which they were being passed and made laws. So it's there. We make noise about all these things, and then after 1, 2, 3 days, we forget and start looking for another new thing again and waiting for another new thing again.
If you go to offices of lawyers, could be, you see all the wall covered with bills and bills, apart from the ones they are hiding somewhere in a store. And many bills are coming. In fact, no space to keep bills anymore, to keep laws. So we have a lot of laws, zero implementation, close to zero implementation. So, and that's the problem of Nigeria, where we are very theoretical, but we are not practical at all. And except I just like we said yesterday, we are still iterating that except we come, look within, and even implement at least 50% of the laws we have. If not, we are just living in the
Okay, resident doctors staged a protest over abducted colleague in Kaduna.
Yes, the Association of Resident Doctors of Nigeria staged peaceful protests in not only Kaduna State, but it's even across the country. That is the plan for this week. So, Association of Resident Doctors in Jute also protested peacefully. The kidnap of one of their colleagues. On the 27th of December 2023, Dr. Ganiat Popola of the National Eye Hospital in Kaduna was kidnapped, along with her husband and aide, who were later released. Dr. Ganiat Popola is a nursing mother, breastfeeding mother, for that matter. She has been left languishing in the kidnappers' den since 27 December 2023. Count how many months. We're talking about 8 months in captivity. This young lady is somebody's sister, is somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's daughter. And she has been left languishing in captivity. A professional, for that matter. What is her crime? Just being a Nigerian, that's all. That she is a patriotic Nigerian that did not join the about 10,000 to 12,000 Nigerian doctors who are practicing in the UK and in the US. That she did not join them, that's her crime. She was kidnapped. Kidnapped. And the family, could be the family has paid millions of naira, but the kidnappers are not satisfied. They have refused to release her. She's still been held in captivity. The Association of Resident Doctors have said they are going to continue this protest. They have done it this week. By the end of next week, if nothing tangible is done, they are threatening that they will shut down the system. Because if their lives are not safe, how can they practice? In Akwai the other day, a doctor was kidnapped. Somewhere in the southwest, a doctor was kidnapped. Even the southeast, all over the country. from time to time, they just kidnapped, left, right, and center. Anybody they feel like kidnapping. My friend, who is a medical doctor, was one of the victims of the kidnap that took place when that train was attacked between Kaduna and Abuja.
Yes.
And for more than 100 days, they were left in captivity. Dr. Imam, the terrorists turned Dr. Imam to be their doctor, to be treating them while in captivity, free of charge. When they discovered that he's a medical doctor, they even kept him there longer to make sure that he attended to all their medical needs. By the time that doctor left that place, he was worn out, devastated, frustrated, and demoralized. Now, what kind of country are we in? Leah Sharibu is still in captivity. The Dapchi girl, Leah Sharibu, the Chibo girls, still in captivity, about 88, 89, or 90 of them. The number keeps fluctuating. And we're talking about the Gamboru Gala girls, over 133 of them, still in captivity for about 4-5 months now. And nothing is being done. The other day, a copper, that copper that was kidnapped on his way to Zamfara to join the orientation NYC from Akwai State, that copper is still in captivity. More than 4 months after. He has not yet been released. So Dr. Ganiat Popola's colleagues have come out to say something must be done. The copper doesn't have people maybe shouting, making noise on his behalf. Maybe the Gamboru Gala women don't have people making noise on their behalf. And maybe Leah Sharibu, there is a foundation, maybe they are a bit tired of making noise. The government has not done anything for many years. The Chibok girls, more than 10 years. Now, something must be done decisively. Can the security forces all come together, go back to the drawing board and say, look, we know where these guys are hiding. Now, in the next 1 month, our responsibility will be to enter those forests and smoke them out. And that we are not going to rest until we have dealt with these terrorists, until we have neutralized them. Now, look at, we used to complain of numbers, but when the protesters were protesting, there were soldiers and police and NSCDC and all the rest of them all over the place. They rolled out their armor tanks in Abuja and other cities. That means we have a lot of soldiers. Now we are even putting some of them to be securing farms in the northwest and the north central. That means we had a lot of them. Can't we use these same soldiers and use technology to go after these kidnappers, these bandits, these terrorists, wherever they're hiding, so that we can rescue these innocent citizens that are languishing in captivity? They are becoming dehydrated, malnourished. Some of them are infected with all manner of diseases. Some of them are even being raped by these bandits, these kidnappers, these criminals, these wicked men, with heartless men. Something needs to be done. In fact, what the government should do is that assign a special force of the army, the police, NSCDC and the rest, a combined force whose duty will be to rescue people when they're kidnapped, to give them specialized training and all the equipment need, like it is done in some countries. You have people who respond, their duty is terrorism. They don't care if you're doing whatever other things. They respond swiftly when there is an attack, whether by terrorists, by bandits, and all this.
Okay.
We need to imbibe some of this. We need to emulate what is being done in some of these countries, so that we can secure our citizens and put smiles on the faces of Nigerians.
Thank you, Prof. Barrister, you'll be responding after this commercial break. Listener and viewer, we'll be right back after this short time out. Please stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to say welcome back. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM. Today happens to be Friday, the 16th day in the month of August, the year 2024. In case you are just joining us, this is the second segment of Unity Trend this morning, and Professor Paveno is still in the studio. Earlier on, Barrister Paul Zaruma was also in, and so we've been looking at issues, and we'll continue to look at as many as we'll be able to, because there are a lot of things. Of course, our listener and viewer, we are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV. Just you can connect with us. Drop your comments and we'll get to read them just when the time comes. I'll be giving you the studio line later on so that you can be a part of it as well. And for text messages, there is that. I need to give it to you now so you can begin to draft your text message and send them before I say bye-bye, because it's weekend. If I don't get to read your text messages today, it might not be relevant when we get to see Monday, God's willing. So I'll give it to you right away. For text messages alone, 0808 0808-478-9999. For text messages again, 0808-478-9999. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of this program. Prof, before we continue, I would love to share a story. There's this story about Miriam. Miriam is a lady who lives in the city of Jos here. Miriam called me the other day because of my the fact that I'm with Unity FM. Somehow she got to get my number and she called me to inform me that there's this woman that she sympathized with. Her child was kidnapped on his way going to another state. So the boy was kidnapped. He was there for a very long time. The kidnappers, of course, as usual, demanded that a certain amount of money should be given to them. The kidnapper now said that this same woman should send the other child, another son, to be the one to go and pay the ransom at a certain place. So when this other boy now went with the money to give them, unknown to them, the first kidnapped boy was dead. He died. So they wanted still to get money from this woman, so they had her send her other child. So when he went with the money, he's still with them as we speak, except for yesterday. I don't know. Now this woman is still in the city of Jos. 2 of her children, that's what it is right now. One died in the hands of these kidnappers, and the other one with the money is still with them. I don't know for yesterday if he has been released. So you can imagine the situation people are passing through. But I'm sure this has not been reported anywhere. That is why I cannot go details about this. Thank you.
That's why you see the statistics we have about kidnapping, terrorist attacks, bandits and all that is conservative. A lot of kidnapping goes unreported. It's not added to the statistics. Nobody even knows. Some families, they don't even want newsmen to know that anything has happened because they don't want to jeopardize the safety of those their loved ones. So they just quietly go and pay whatever ransom is required by these kidnappers, and they just settle the matter, quietly. So this is another of such incident. This woman lost a son, send another one to pay ransom, and that one also has been kidnapped, unfortunately. And except something drastic is done, this kind of thing will continue. You see, that's why we said that the security forces will have to mobilize and re-strategize and go back to the drawing board. We have technology. These kidnappers, they use the phone to make calls. What is the use of all the biometric capture? What's the use of all the hours and the days we wasted on queues, got frustrated, some people fainted on the queues for their details to be captured, all the fingerprinting and everything? What's the use of it if kidnappers can still call undetected? Is it that law enforcement are not willing to confront the kidnappers, or the technology is failing us? How comes that we still have kidnapping all over the country? And to this day, most of the kidnapping goes on and ransom is paid and nothing happens to the kidnappers. In fact, some of them even appear on video. And they make noise, they talk. They even display their ill-gotten money. Display it to the public and encourage others to join them in their profession. In this country, the highest paid people in Nigeria today are the kidnappers and the politicians. Kidnappers and politicians, they're the ones that earn more than every other Nigerian. That's why you see in the Senate now they're debating, making noise about how much a senator earns or doesn't earn. All those are just mere distractions. All of us know that they're well paid. Full stop. The exact amount, they can dilly-dally around it and play with it. It is in the public domain. We know that senators are fantastically well paid. We know that members of the House of Reps are fantastically well paid. We know that politicians in this country are well paid. And the same thing with kidnappers. Kidnappers can earn millions within a matter of minutes or hours. And so that is why it's very difficult for them to stop. Because the business, the criminal, satanic, wicked, callous business of kidnapping is so lucrative. And you get money within a short period of time, very easy manner. And so they don't want to stop it. Now look at these kidnappers to tell you how wicked, how satanic, how evil, how callous they are. The son of the woman is dead. They did not even tell her, and they're making her to send another one.
Yes.
To tell you that these are heartless, wicked, barbaric creatures that do not deserve to be among the living. I wonder why our security forces keep wasting time neutralizing these evil, bad, corrupt, wicked elements in the society. These are people that are not worthy to be allowed to move among the living. When was the last time any kidnapper was tried and sentenced and the sentence was carried out? We keep talking about this. Sometimes you even see that law enforcement agents are even involved in the negotiation with these kidnappers, and they keep quiet about it because officially, they can never come out and tell you that they took part in paying a ransom. No police or military man or NSCD, none of them will ever do that. They cannot be so foolish to ever agree that they take part in this negotiation. But we know that they do because we have empirical evidence, live evidence that they take part in some of this negotiation. And they know that payment is made. In fact, sometimes when you are going to pay the kidnappers, you will even have to go through the security checkpoints, and you will tell them your mission that you're going to pay, and they will just only wish you good luck. They will just wish you good luck, and that's all. So they know that these things happen. And that is why when you see some of our politicians are saying people should not pay ransom, they should not do this, why will you say it when you have not done what is supposed to be done? You are putting the cart before the horse. You have not provided security. Loved ones are kidnapped. And then they are mourning, they're weeping, they're crying, and you're saying they should not pay ransom. They should just go and sit down and wait for their loved ones to be killed. I mean, that is not the way to go. So something drastic needs to be done. Okay. And if the law enforcement are ready, we've offered fantastic advice, details of which we cannot say on air, because the kidnappers also listen to us.
You know, there's this viral videos that one of the kidnappers was making it, his statement categorically saying, how can a villager, somebody whom has been in the bush, most of the kidnappers, of course, are seen to be people who we can describe as illiterate. How can they, for a very long time, not been able to be silenced by the security agencies? If not that someone is behind, if not that someone is supporting them. It's a viral video. He made that statement like, there is no way that these villagers will torment Nigerians for this long without having someone that is supporting this cause, to give them strength to continue. So you wonder if truly this is what he said is true or not. But then, how can such an evil continue for a very long time?
These are things we know could be. During my recent trip to Abuja and discussions, one of the women narrated their experience where millions were paid for a loved one to be released from kidnappers. And the money paid was with the knowledge of security agents. In fact, they took part in because they were informed from day one, given all the details and everything. So they were part and parcel of the discussions that went on. And they said they would not be able to really do anything. So the family will have to pay. And you know, when the woman was narrating, some of us were emotional. We just wonder, what kind of country is this? We know that these things take place. We know that there is no way kidnappers in this country can be having a field day for years, and terrorists will be operating for years unhindered if there is no weakness in the system. Why is the system afraid to do some of the things that we've told them to do? Because they are not really genuinely interested in ending terrorism and ending this kidnapping in the country. Some of the things we've suggested on this platform, on air and offline, very easy things that can be done. Other countries have done it. Nigeria can do it. We have enough personnel, enough equipment, enough ammunition and intelligence and everything to do it. But we've refused to do it. And we've refused to allow those that would do it to do it. You see, some of these things we cannot really say them on air, but it is very, very simple. If we want, you know, the forum I attended, a Ghanaian was there. The Ghanaian said if Nigeria wants to end terrorism and kidnapping within minutes, Nigeria will do it. He was challenging us because he said we've done it in Ghana. And we know that Nigeria, you're stronger than us and you can do it. But he said, look, our leaders are not interested in stopping these things. Some people are profiting from the death of Nigerians, from the destruction of Nigerians, from the kidnapping of Nigerians. Some people are profiting and they don't want to see this come to an end. If terrorism comes to an end today and kidnapping ends suddenly, some people are out of business completely. All the millions they're making, they will cease to make it, in addition to many other things. That was what was discussed at this forum. There were people from Liberia, there were people from Zambia, there were people from different countries, and they wonder how the giant of Africa can be at the mercy of kidnappers, at the mercy of terrorists, when they in their own countries are enjoying peace. And Nigeria contributed to the peace that some of them got in their own countries. We contributed to the peace of Liberia, for example. Why should Liberia be at peace? But the giant of Africa is somersaulting and moribund and sleeping and suffering at the mercy of ragtag terrorists, kidnappers that are not trained soldiers, that are not trained policemen, that did not attend any school. And then you will tell us that our security forces cannot face kidnappers, cannot face terrorists. I mean, don't deceive us. We are not little kids. If we want to end this terrorism, we want to end kidnapping in Nigeria today, even me that is a civilian, hand over this responsibility to me within 1 week. I will lead the way. Within 1 week, there will no more be any terrorist or any kidnapper in this country. They will all be neutralized. Give me 1 week. Nigeria will have peace.
The same way, again, some people are benefiting. There seem to be some group of people or individuals who benefit from all of this. The same way when you have it in terms of exporting crude oil, refining, and then bring it back to the country. So any attempt to have a refinery in the country, the one that is working, some people seem to, they would, run out of business. And so it's like, to them, a fight and a war, so that there shouldn't be any refinery for their selfish interests. And so you have it in every sector.
Absolutely. These are things we know could be. I can tell you a lot, because some of my friends have worked. They have served in the Northeast, some of them in Baga, Bama, different parts of Borno State. They have faced terrorists. They have been in Baga. There is a multi-million naira fish market. And some of those who are supposed to be protecting this country and neutralizing terrorists have gone into that fish business. And they're making millions from it. Because the people ran away because of Boko Haram and ISWAP and abandoned the business. So some of those who are supposed to protect the integrity, territorial integrity of our country, they will never agree. They will not tell you that they're doing it, but they're there. Go to Baga today. I dare anybody go there today. You will meet them. involved in that business. It has reduced now a bit because of the recapture of more territories and because of the good work His Excellency Governor Zulum, has done. But they are still involved in that fish business, and they're making money from it. They're benefiting from terrorism that is ravaging the country. Tell me why they want that business to come to an end, why they want the millions to stop. All those people, NGOs and all the rest of them that are involved, in the Northeast and all that, supplying one thing or the other and employing people and multi-million dollar, kind of industry. You think they want that terrorism to just end suddenly and people will be out of business? During war, some people benefit a lot, and those people will not want the war to come to an end, because the day it ends, their business ends.
So now, what's the call, Prof, to gallant security agents to do the needful, not to relent in their efforts to bring about an end to such security challenges?
Unfortunately, most of the gallant soldiers we have are the rank and file. They are the lower cadre. The big men, mighty officers sitting in the air-conditioned rooms are the ones that take the decisions. Some soldiers have told us their predicament, how they could have ended some of these terrorists, but they were not given permission. It is unfortunate. The call goes out to the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he wants this terrorism to end, he can end it. He's the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He can remove all the service chiefs, all of them, and replace them. In fact, he can go to the battlefield himself and give instructions and give timelines and say, within 1 week, if you don't bring the head of the ISWAP commander in the Northeast, you lose your job, all of you. And if they don't within 1 week, they will lose their jobs, others will wake up. What if he just sits down in Abuja, enjoying himself, travels to Equatorial Guinea, travel to Germany, travel to other parts of the world, and things that the country, everything is well, things are moving on smoothly, we will keep having this problem. Look at nations that are at war. Ukraine. Look at the directives that Volodymyr Zelensky gives the army. Look at the way he removed the army commander and replaced him suddenly. Look at the gains of Ukraine. Ukraine has even advanced into Russia now. Last week, they entered the Kursk region of the Russian Federation, and they took over the region. You know, Russia has been aggressive, attacking Ukraine, bombarding, destroying. Ukraine said, look, you're not the only ones who know how to annex territory. You're not the only ones who know how to attack. We can also attack. Just because we've kept quiet for more than 2 years doesn't mean that we cannot enter your territory. Ukraine was at peace. Suddenly Russia, without any provocation, decided to start attacking Ukraine. Now Ukraine has said, let's give you a little bit of your own medicine. And Ukraine entered the Kursk region and took the region. Now Russia is fighting tooth and nail. Russia is doing everything to reclaim back that territory. It will take them time. That is a president that is decisive. Small nation Ukraine compared to Russia, but he's giving Russia a tough time. Russia thought that they were going to take over Ukraine within 2 weeks. More than 2 years now, 2.5 years, Ukraine is still fighting. And they are not able to take even the capital, Kyiv, talk less of taking over the whole of the country. Now, we need those kind of presidents. We need those kind of leaders that will be decisive. We need a president that will issue orders to the Chief of Army Staff, to the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Air Force, and all the rest of them, Inspector General of Police, and give them a timeline and say, if you don't deliver within 1 week, I will sack you. You're out. We've not been able to have that kind of president up to now. The only person that was closest to that was His Excellency, the former President, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. He was decisive. Here on the plateau, he imposed what do you call it? State of emergency on the plateau. Removed Darie from office, brought in a military man to take over plateau. Can we have such a president now? The current presidents we have, they are very extremely weak leaders. They are very, very weak leaders. Okay. From Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who was a very weak leader, followed by His Excellency Muhammad Buhari, was even weaker than Goodluck Jonathan, extremely weak. We expected that being a former head of state, a former military man, that Buhari was going to be decisive as a soldier. We voted for him, campaigned for him. We even went against Goodluck Jonathan, thinking that when he comes as a former general, he was going to settle the matter of insecurity. 8 years in power, he showed himself that he was a very, very extremely weak leader. After Buhari, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has shown that he's a very weak leader.
Okay, that
we've had very weak leaders.
That is to say, their approach in dealing with issues in Nigeria
hasn't
proven to be effective. So, what's your suggestion? Maybe in a minute.
You know, if I was the president of Nigeria, would I be sitting in Aso Rock when Nigeria is on fire? When people have been kidnapped? When terrorists are killing people all over the place? When bombs are exploding? When people cannot sleep with their eyes closed? I will go to every territory in Nigeria that is under attack. I will lead the army to go there, and I will issue a command in 3 days' time. Those people who attack this place, bring them, or else you face the consequences. Our president is doing that.
What would the president do alone without the support of those who are sabotaging him?
He is the president. He should sack them. Sack them. In fact, if all the generals in Nigeria are not performing, sack all the generals. From brigadier general to lieutenant and full-fledged general, sack all of them. Get the colonels to do the job. If they are not doing, sack all of them. This nation is blessed. Blessed with officers of timber and caliber, officers who have taken territories. Brigadier General Maxwell Kobe led the army in Sierra Leone and overthrew the rebels and the military and restored Tejan Kaba, a civilian, as the president of Sierra Leone, and is being celebrated up to today. The Maxwell Kobe cantonment here in Jos is named after the gallant, vibrant, bold Brigadier General Maxwell Kobe of blessed memory. And we still have Maxwell Kobes in the Nigerian army today. Give them opportunity, they will perform. The Nigerian army went to Liberia and liberated Liberia. Are you telling me that these ragtag terrorists, these kidnappers, are too much of a match for our military and our police and our security forces? No, sir. They are not. We don't have the right leadership. If I'm the president of Nigeria, the inspector general of police cannot be making the noise he's making, I will sack him. I will sack all the service chiefs. I will give them a matter of days to produce results. I will give them a timeline. This is what I expect you to do in 1 week, in 2 weeks. If you don't deliver, sack them. And put in people who will bring in the results. There is no point keeping people in positions of authority who are not bringing results. We need a winning team. If the team is not winning, why do you keep that team? Why do you keep using a team that is losing? And Nigerians are perishing, dying, languishing. There are problems in the land. Insecurity has affected food security, affected our economy and everything. And you're still keeping those people in their offices. They are still keeping their jobs. Look at some countries. The commanders just small misbehavior. They were removed from office.
Okay.
But in this country, people are so sure that nothing will happen to them. They wine and dine with the president, wine and dine with the powers that be, and so they remain perpetually in office, even when it is apparently crystal clear, blindingly obvious that they have failed. We still allow them to remain in office.
All right, Prof, it's time for a commercial break. Our listener and viewer will be right back. Please stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It kill love, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to say welcome back. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM, Jos Plateau State, Nigeria. It has been Professor Poveno H. Bamayi in the studio with me, and this is the last segment. It's actually yours to join the conversations, and you can do well to join us on our Facebook page at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Already, Ishaq Nasser, Ayuba, Muhammad Rabiu, and Jasmine Sabo, okay, sent their comments on Facebook. But then, before I read it, it's good I let you know also that you can send your text message to 0808 478 9999. There's a lot coming your way, but then let me just read these comments very quickly. Okay, good morning, Kobe, the prof, and the barrister in the studio. Keep on the good work. The high rate of insecurity, kidnappings, and armed banditry is worrisome and disturbing. I think it's high time the government, the security institutions, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and other non-governmental organizations comes to a round table so as to proffer lasting solutions and permanent solutions to this issue of insecurity in Nigeria. I remain blessed. Is from Ishaq Nasser. Thank you, Ishaq Nasser. On Facebook, Ayuba Muhammad Rabi say, good morning, Kubi and the prof and the barrister out there. Okay, my big worries is that the security operatives can clamp down and end bad governance, protest track flag holders, among other, but you can't trace those devils rampaging our countries on a daily basis. Ayuba, thank you. Joseph Sambo is saying good job. All right, and Muhammad Tajuddin is saying good morning, gentlemen in the studio, and Jamaat Mubarak to all Muslims, brothers and sisters. We appreciate what Professor Bamayi and Barrister Zaruma are doing in the studio. I thank you, and may God continue to bless your country. Okay, our country actually. Muhammad Tajuddin from Naragoda, thank you. Okay, another one, D. Jamson, you say Dominic, you say doing a very good job. Prof and Barrister streaming live from Karu, local government of Kaduna State. Thank you, D. Jams. All right, and things. The studio line is booting. You can just call, tell me your name and location. In 1 minute, let's have your submission. Then stay away from any comment that is capable of injuring any individual or group of individuals. So stay connected with the vision with which we come to do this every weekday. All right, that is promoting peaceful coexistence. And if you call, just tell me your name and location. In 1 minute, let's have your submission. Again, remember, comments made on this platform are not in any way the position of Unity 93.3 FM. So even as you do that, you get to also know. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle B.
Thank you for calling.
And every block in the studio, I'm Mr. Ike Kalu calling you from Angoro.
Thank you, Mr. Ike Kalu.
You see, please take it easy. There's no free paracetamol in Nigeria.
All right.
It's very, very annoying. I'm telling you, talking of an intellectual like this.
Yes.
You see, we are in a critical situation. You see, when we have allowed this situation to start going out of hand, these are the results. It's very easy to stop it rather than fighting it. Look at what happened to Trump in America. Even the security in charge after proper investigation, he voluntarily retired, saying that he has said, in as far as this kind of attempt has to happen within his vicinity. These are people who have been leading country with passion. You see, today we are calling all these our leaders, saying that it's getting out of hand. We can no more feed. We are feeling hungry. You see how they are neglecting this early warning sign. The kind of people we are. In a case goes out of hand, we are telling them something is wrong with us. In as far as the way we feed is becoming a problem, they should start knowing that there are problems coming to them. Let them be open to it. But you see that some of them are neglecting this thing. Except we avoid the situation of who we have everything off. Look at what it takes the president just to have the security team. How many heads have to rule? People that have been trained with tax money, very passionate in terms of security, all of them have to resign just for somebody to come. Look at the government, you want to continue with the inspector general. You can see the way the House of Assembly, the National House of Assembly has passed the bill, sharp, so that he should continue with him. We must be holding people accountable. You go to security agencies, Kabal. You go to Asohoro, Kabal. You come to NIPC, Kabal. When will all this Kabal leave us? Thank you, my lord.
Thank you very much. Okay, 070-3235-3315 is the studio line. In 1 minute, let's have it all from you. Join the conversation. I'll be very happy if you find it worthy. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much for calling.
Good morning, wonderful president on the radio.
Radio president answers.
Yes, sir. In fact, it's my personal president, and in the grace of God, God will do no form of harm or danger.
Okay.
By the grace of God, inshallah.
Amen. So, okay, Mohammed from Nasara, in a minute, your time is fast spent.
It has not been raining for quite some time. And yesterday, the Muslims put out to run pray for me. And the rain spread throughout the land. And we also pray that God should end this bad governance.
All right.
And God has answered that prayer. That the rain spread throughout the land up to this month. Inshallah, the Lord will cover.
Yes.
Whoever has hand in fulfillment to that, with our leaders, with whosoever
Thank you.
Answer our prayer. And whosoever is making Nigeria to go on that, not to make us to stay in our own land, to become alien in our land and their activities. God knows what to do about it.
Thank you. All right, good morning, Kubi, and our amiable, consistent, and passionate analyst, Professor Bamayi, and the objective analyst, Barrister Zaruma. My heart goes out to the woman whose 2 sons are kidnapped with the kidnappers. One dead. These kidnappers are indeed animals in sheep clothing and don't have human feelings. They are extremely wicked and barbaric. If the security agencies are not sabotaged as perceived, then they should for once go after these kidnapped peoples and deals with them once and for all. They don't deserve to live. Jamaat Karim, to my Muslim brothers and sisters, peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM and Nigeria. Christy Izan from Kubara. Thank you, Christy Izan. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
I am Bashir, one-time calling from Jos.
Bashir, thank you for calling. Let's have you in 1 minute.
We appreciate our double strikers. God bless. I want to contribute about the security challenge that we have.
Please go on.
You know, we have powerful...
Okay, there's a drop call already. Sorry, apologize. I don't know from which end. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
My name is Ibrahim Babazuga.
Okay. You have a minute.
I'm calling you from Tunitera.
It's all right. You have a minute, please.
We have done about the light. But some people, they are still hiding the light.
Okay.
There is no light now.
Okay.
And second thing is that about food. They say they drink food and they didn't give it to us. They didn't give it to us.
All right. Thank you.
We don't have anything now. We are just sitting our food. We have people that are sick. Please. I think God bless you.
Thank you.
You come and check. Some are using 2 transformers. Double transformer. I'm telling you.
All right, thank you.
It's better.
Thank you. All right, good morning. Not be tired of giving you the best, and I will not be tired of wishing you the best. Oh God, we ask for mercy from you to guide our affairs, remove our worries, protect us from what is bad and unseen, to us make your face radiant, purify our deeds, inspire us with wisdoms, avert calamities from us, and protect us from evil. Hassan Garba. Thank you, Hassan Garba. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Sadiq Kumar from Shirye.
You have a minute. Sadiq Kumar. Please go.
I want to speak on security damage in Nigeria.
All right.
It is very, very unfortunate with the last administration. I think the comment of last administration, the president has promised us 15 months for him to clear Boko Haram and water. But you see, it takes the president 6 months before we get the ministry and the able to tackle the security. And from then on, the government has been pumping money in terms of security, buying weapons and what have you, training soldiers and what have you. But it's very, very unfortunate that these kinds of Boko Haram and bandits and kidnappers that we have are very, very local and they are people. But you see that they have to support that is overseeing the work of the military.
All right.
It's not supposed to be. You see that to tell you that the work of the military has been sabotaged by some few military.
All right.
That is why we cannot get the return of what we have put. We know the location of this bandit. We come out to network and communicate with people, to kidnap people and kidnap around people, and they have not ever faced any
education. So we need to make sure that we don't have dependency and consider progress. A lot of things that the program.
Thank you, Sadiq Kumar.
When we can never get the opportunity, it's very important. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Sadiq Kumar. Good morning. A text message here. Good morning, could be Barrister and the Prof. I have the belief that if the law enforcement wants to demolish all forms of bandits, terrorism, kidnappers, and Boko Haram, they will. It's a way of money making for some of the cabals. These bad boys are stronger than the government. Let me answer this. I say no. Amy Longs from Agingi. Thank you, Amy Longs. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sakundi and Prof. Bamini.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, this is Young King of Doncaster.
You have a minute.
Well, the Prof has said it all. You know, what Nigeria lacks to control the security is political will. You know, because we have the capacity to contain every form of insecurity, ravaging the integrity of Nigeria. You know, I saw a picture on the social media of young men who kidnapped money and collected ransom. They are even showing their faces with a huge amount of money, the ransom which they have collected from the people. You see, I expected by now arrest should have been made, but simply because of carelessness for, let's say, our political elites that these days were not arrested, I don't just know. Prof said that Nigeria is the giant of Africa, only on newspapers, radio and television, but when it comes to practical aspect of it, it's nothing to write home about. And until we have Nigeria at heart, this issue of insecurity will continue to linger until the next generation will need to deal with us. So the best time to protect insecurity is now. We shouldn't wait for any time again because there is no time. I think when we do that, the better for us to have a blessed day.
Thank you very much. A text message. Good morning, SARS. Most of our leaders are not patriotic. Most part of our country have become a crime scene. Andy Danjuma. Thank you, Andy Danjuma. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Good morning, Kulbi. Good morning, Mr. Prof.
Good morning.
My name is Peace Ambassador Usman Big 7. I'm calling from ZINARIYA.
Thank you. Peace Ambassador, go on, please.
Thank you. First of all, let me start by commending the effort of our Excellency over his doggedness and bringing back peace to Plateau State. Kulbi,
yes.
This issue of security personnel that shoot down the tire of driver, really, it looks like they want to bring something to this our state. But I see no reason why some of our security personnel are behaving the way they like. Kulbi,
yes.
Do you know how much a tire of truck costs in the market?
I don't know.
Is that the only solution for the security to do by shooting the tire of that truck? How I wish our Excellency, that is Governor of Plateau, is listening to this wonderful program this morning. Actually, action is supposed to be taken by doing justice to this driver.
Yes.
Please and please, if I should give an advice, next time when taking some security, at least they should go to hospital and test for their brain. Please and please.
Thank you very much. Right. Abulus Uhoman, the Esther in Faringeda, good morning, Kobe, and the professor, the barrister in the studio. May Allah reward you both for educating us and general public free of charge. May God help us in this country called Nigeria. Happy Jamaat Mubarak to our Muslim faithfuls out there, and happy Sunday in advance. We pray for better Nigeria of our dream. Thank you, Bulus Esther Uhoman. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kobe.
Thank you for calling. Yes, I can hear you. Just go on.
Yes, this is Benedict calling from Finai.
All right, you have a minute, please.
Thank you. Please, I want to appreciate and thank your guest and professor this morning. Honestly, I think the energy and the strength is analyzing the issue of security.
Yes.
And providing solutions to these issues. Honestly, this talk is taking a chance from Nigeria. And we're not talking about insecurity, especially to the level we're having it now. Honestly, I forget your criticism. I really respect your opinion. They look at it this way. In as much as you actually mentioned on the issue of the president The president has the power constitutionally to hire and to fire, even in the service chiefs, because he's the commander-in-chief of the new armed forces of this country, Nigeria. A great country as well. This my brother, if the president actually going to take such a decision, what are the level of preparedness that are going to bring to the security agencies to be able to work? I can assure you, even though you did not mention it, that there are people who are actually benefiting from this issue of insecurity, directly or indirectly. How many billions of naira has been projected since 2019? In 2019 to date, sorry, to 2012 to date, on the issue of insecurity, where has the money gone to? And why is it that the soldiers that are the theater of war consistently complaining that there is no weapon to be able to fight to engage these people? It's not for the end of the administration of Buhari, and even at this particular stage now, where they are carrying the resemblance of victory on the side of the military. So, if you still look at the amount of money budgeted for security in this country annually, you understand that there are people who are benefiting humongously from the budget. And there are people who also, some traditionally, like we have seen it on the news in this country, we have also seen some people who are also in the ranks of authority when it comes to government, when it comes to leadership in this country, who have also been accused time after time again. Some of the security agencies, like what we saw in the issue of the people that actually allow Wadine, the commander Wadine should be allowed to go, what has happened to them? What exactly is the issue concerning those people? So, I want to agree with you that there are people who are actually benefiting so much on this issue of insecurity. But except and unless the president, the commander-in-chief of this country, comes to be very decisive and decide what it takes to be able to fight these people, we continue talking about insecurity for a very long time.
All right.
Thank
you.
Thank
you very much, Mr. Benedict. Good morning, Mr. Kobe, Prof. B, and the barrister Zaruma. Our leaders do not have the political will to end insecurity in this country. If not, we have the best trained army who came out successful in other countries in aspects of peacekeeping. For God's sake, we have the super Tucano, but abandons, and we continue to suffer in the hands of these unscrupulous elements. It's high time we secure our country. And now, who is our next neighbor? I know who is our next neighbor. I pray Almighty God save us and bless Nigeria. Adewumi Bauchiru. Thank you, Adewumi. Prof, let's just give you time because there are other headlines we were not able to actually capture.
There's a message from Jana, University of Jos. Maybe I just read it briefly because it was sent to my WhatsApp. Thank you, Unity FM radio station, for educating Nigerians for free. We are proud of you. We're proud of you, and we wish you long life and more wisdom. Jana UJ. Well, there are other issues like the person nominated to succeed Justice Ariola, the Chief Judge of the Supreme Court, who is retiring in a matter of a few days' time. Justice Kekereekun Kudirat has been nominated to take over to become the Chief Judge of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. She will be leading all the Supreme Court judges if her appointment is confirmed by the President. She has worked previously with His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was governor of Lagos State. So this is not going to be the first time that they're working together. So she's 66 years old, so she still has 4 years to retirement. So we wish Justice Kudirat Kekereekun all the best as she succeeds Justice Ariola as the Chief Judge of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The other thing our viewers and listeners need to be aware of is the outbreak of Mpox. Mpox is monkeypox. Maybe a nice way to say it is just to say Mpox. Originally transmitted from monkeys and related species to human beings since 1970 when it became a problem around the world. Currently, the highest prevalence of mpox is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Congo DRC. But in recent times, it has spread to Uganda, to Rwanda, Burundi, within that axis. But it has even gone beyond. It has gotten to West Africa. Not only has mpox gotten to West Africa, it has gotten to Nigeria. We have 39 cases of mpox currently confirmed between January and now across different states all over the country. So mpox is here, and the World Health Organization has had to declare it as a public health emergency of international concern just a few days ago. Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, who is the Director General of the World Health Organization, had to come out on behalf of the technical and committee of experts to declare mpox as a public health emergency of international concern. So here in Nigeria, our Nigerian Center for Disease Control has already issued a warning and an alert so that our international hotels within the country should be on the lookout for victims or patients or people who might be carrying symptoms of mpox, and also the airports and borders. The world has not only become a global village now, it is even a global room. So we have to be careful. Somebody can be in Rwanda now. By afternoon, he's already here in Nigeria. By night, he's already in Manila. And by tomorrow, he's in Sydney. And he can keep moving around the world. Remember that somebody brought Ebola to Nigeria. What's that? His name? Soya. Soya brought Ebola to Nigeria, if not for the proactive measures taken by Dr. Adaoma and other people. Nigerians will have died in their numbers as a result of Ebola. So we need to do something about mpox. Mpox is here. It's a public health emergency. It is usually transmitted from animals to man, and it can be transmitted from one person to the other. So if you see people with lesions on their body, some scab lesions and all the rest, just be careful, because even their body fluids, and all that can be carrying the virus for mpox. So we need to be on the alert about it. And as we're ending, I want to remind the government that the Constitution says that the primary responsibility of government shall be the security and welfare of the citizens, the people of Nigeria. The government should wake up to that responsibility. And again, let's remember the words of the late General Sani Abacha, that if insurgency lasts more than 24 hours, the hand of the government is in it. I'm not the one that said it. Go and ask General Sani Abacha why he said so. He was in government for many years. He took part in almost every coup in this country, and he knows what he's saying. And during his time, insurgency did not last more than 24 hours. If we're having insurgency in our country for years, then we know that there is a problem, a systemic problem somewhere. If Nigeria can stabilize whole nations, why can't we stabilize even a small region in our own country? So the government needs to wake up. The president needs to wake up. Our law enforcement agents need to wake up, so we can have some semblance of peace and security in our country.
All right, thank you, Prof. Kayode, Mr. Kayode and Mr. Izang. Kayode from Railroad and Izang from Down Base Jos. I've received your text messages, and thank you for calling attention to that issue. The crew who made this possible, I truly appreciate. Dear listener and viewer, I truly appreciate you. Do have yourself a lovely weekend. We'll see you on Monday, God's willing. There's a community broadcast that is coming your way on our radio arm. Stay tuned and enjoy it. Bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.